Okay, I don't want to make this overcomplicated and have too many files which I'm not going to use. So I'm going to remove this v2 completely from here. You know how to do this. It's really easy. I'm going to remove this from here as well. And actually, I'm going to delete the controller as well from API v2. I'm going to delete this v2 folder completely. All right. Now I have the post controller, which is coming from the v1. And let me actually remove this part as well. Okay, excellent. Now let's go into the post controller. And I want to talk about JSON. JSON as a return type and JSON as a request type. All right. So I'm returning a string from here, and that works. However, when building an API, we have to return either JSON or XML. JSON is modern and common to use, so we're going to stick with JSON. Whenever we return something, Laravel tries to convert that into JSON by itself. So I'm going to return an array like 1, 2, 3, right? So I save this, I go into Postman, I make request, I see this 1, 2, 3, and this is a JSON. So Laravel is smart enough to convert this into JSON. And because I'm also accepting right here JSON, so Laravel knows that I want JSON, so it's going to convert this into JSON. So if the object is not convertible into JSON, Laravel also will give me an error about this. But let's return an associative array which looks like a post. Actually, let me do this for simplicity. Let me do this inside a single post show method. So I'm going to return the following array where we have the post, let's say post ID, we have the post title to be test, and we have the post body, lowercase b, as post body. Whatever, okay, semicolon here. Now let's make the request to get a single post, hit the enter, and now look at this. So we received a valid JSON. So when we are building the API, we have to define how we're going to exchange the data. Okay, we're going to use JSON. That's something what we know for sure. But maybe we want to wrap the entire content into something else. As an example, I can take this and create data, and then I can put that inside the data. Now I save this, I hit the send, and now I see the following format. Optionally, I can return some message. When the request is successfully completed, I don't need to return the message typically, but I can do if I want. Like the message might contain the information, now here's your post, and you have only one request remaining to get the post, whatever. This is not relevant, but we have the ability to return some test message as well. We're going to hit send, and we see this message. All right, that's cool. However, if we want to control what headers we want to return or what status code we want to return, then we have to use response JSON explicit methods. As an example, I'm going to use response method right here. Then on that response, I can call JSON method, and I can provide this array inside the JSON. Right now, it is going to do the same thing. Instead of trusting Laravel converting my array into JSON automatically, I am converting this into JSON and returning this, and the result is not going to change. I have the same output. However, this gives me ability to change the status code. And I have a couple of options to change this status code. First, I can provide header method here, and I can provide the header key. As an example, this is test header, and the header value is Zura. So I save this. Now we have the 7 headers right here inside the response. Look at this. So I hit on send. Now we have 8 headers. I can click on this, scroll down below a little bit, and we're going to find test header, which has Zura value inside it. So that is additional information which we can pass into our client, telling something that the client needs to know about, like information about caching, information about something else, how many requests the user has remaining. If we have the number of requests per user, let's say every user has 100 requests per day, we can return that information from headers. Hey, you have now 90 requests remaining since you made that request. Okay, so headers gives us possibility to return additional information, and we can call this header method multiple times, providing test2, different value, and so on. We can also provide status codes. So I can call a method set status code, and I can provide like 201. That is more common whenever we are creating a new record. So this is what I'm going to do. Inside store method, I'm going to return response JSON. We need array inside, and then I'm going to call set status code on this. And let me actually take the following content and put this here. Save it, and now let's send the post request into /posts. We hit the enter and we see 201 status code. If we go inside the body, this is what we returned. All right, so we have option to do this. Also, let me comment out this part. We can directly specify the status code as a second argument of this JSON. So I can provide 201 right here. I hit on send, I get 201. I can change this into 204, hit on this, and I get this no content. And you can see nothing is returned because of this status code. 204 means nothing is about to be returned. So this is how we control what we return from the controller, like the header, like the custom status code, or something else inside the JSON what we're looking for. Now let's talk about how we take the data sent into the request. So I'm sending a post request into the post endpoint, and I'm going to go inside the body, and I am going to I have a couple of options basically right here, and I'm going to stick with the rule. So I'm specifying that I'm sending JSON through this content type. So I'm going to provide JSON right here. And you know what? I'm going to actually take that response. I don't have this response. Okay, I'm going to type this. Title is post 1, body is post 1 body. Now I send the request, and that information is not taken into the controller. So I have to take this and use that. Let's go into the store method and how I should take that information. If I want to take everything from the request, I can simply do request. That request is the variable injected by Laravel here, which is an instance of the request class. On the request, I can call all. Right? So then I can assign this into a variable data, and I can simply return that data. So I return whatever is sent into the request, in which case this is not relevant anymore. I'm going to save this. I'm going to hit on send, and I receive whatever I sent. I send post 2. I receive post 2. If I'm interested to only take like specific fields, not everything, but I want to take only title, let's say. So I'm going to duplicate this, and instead of request all, I'm going to use request only. And I can provide array of properties or simply comma separated values. Like, and I can provide title and I can provide body. I want only title and body. So I'm going to comment out the first line. I have the data. Now I only take title and body, and the truth is that I only pass title and body, but if I provide ID here as well, ID will not be used, and I'm going to only return title and body. So send the request. Here we go. We only get title and body. If I remove body, I only take title, then I'm going to only receive title in the response, because this is how I typically do this. And this gives me ability to take the control on the request data. So take out only the information I need, take out the every information, and return that or process this or save in the database. And we're going to talk more about the validation and all sorts of the things, but now you know how to take requests JSON and how to work with that. Optionally, if you want, you can change the body format from row into like a form data as an example and provide title right here. So we're sending test2 inside the title, or let's change this into test3, send the request, and Laravel is smart enough to understand how we're sending the data and parse it properly. And when we get only title, it is going to take that information. So we can pass additional information body as well, body 3, let's say, but because we're only taking title, we return title. Or we can even switch into x www form URL encoded. We send title test2, hit on send, and again, Laravel is smart enough to parse that information and take out the information we're looking for, and then we're returning that information from here.